Hello, Storytime friends. Welcome back. Today's story time is all about frogs. He says hello. He's came to Storytime. This Storytime is all about you, Mr. Frog. Isn't that awesome? He's very excited. All right, let's get started with a super silly story starring one super silly and cute as can be frog. This is called Can I Tell You a Secret? And it is by Anna Kang and illustrated by Christopher Wand. Look how cute that little froggy guy is. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. All right. Psst. Yes, you. Hi. Could you come here for a sec? A little closer? Even closer? I have a secret. Can you keep a secret? Are you sure? Because I don't want anyone else to know. Do you promise? Do you promise? Yeah. Thanks. I knew that I could count on you. My secret is I can't swim. Not even a little bit. And I'm afraid of the water. You're probably thinking, but you're a frog. I know, but I'm afraid I've been ever since I was a tadpole. How did I keep the secret for so long? That's a good question. A lot of quick thinking, like a doctor's note when I had to take swim class, and hard work. It's exhausting. And I'm very sad because I really want to swim. I'm a frog after all. What should I do? What's that? You think I should tell someone? Like my parents? Are you sure? Positive? You wouldn't lie to me, right? Okay, maybe you're right. How about I tell them tomorrow? Okay, I'll do it now. Mom? Dad? I have to tell you something. I thought dinner was just fantastic. Well, dinner really was tasty. What? You think I should try again? Okay, if you say so. Mom? Dad? Yes, Monty? I'm really glad you're my parents. Oh, thanks, buddy. You're awesome, too. We love you, Montauk. Why are you looking at me like that? I really am glad they're my parents. All right. I'll tell them. Mom, Dad, I have something important to tell you. I'm afraid of the water. What? I'm afraid of the water. Oh, we know, sweetie. You know? Yes! Ever since you were a little tadpole. Does that mean I don't have to swim? It means it's high time you learned. It's going to be all right, Montauk. We promise. Can I bring my new friend who's been helping me? That's you. Of course. I'm so scared. Are you sure I can do this? Okay. Will you stay with me? Will you stay? Okay. Thanks. Splash! Oh, boy. I did it! Oh, thanks for being such a great friend. Can you come back again tomorrow? Woohoo! Wasn't that a sweet story? He's the cutest little frog. Oh, he's the cutest little frog. I wonder if you guys have been having fun swimming this summer or running through your sprinkler or playing in your bathtub, right? Maybe playing in your bathtub. Okay, I have another froggy story for you. And this is called Frankie Frog and the Throaty Croakers. And this is by Freya Hartus. I like that name. Frankie Frog and the Throaty Croakers. That's a cool title. There comes a time in every frog's life when he or she lets out their very first croak. It is a very important occasion, no matter what that little frog is doing, whether they're eating breakfast, learning math at school, hopping over the water lilies, or even sitting on the toilet. Frogs have toilets? Everybody has to stop what they're doing and celebrate that little frog's first croak. But for one little frog, a frog called Frankie, that first croak never came. Wonder why. At first, his parents said, "Don't worry, Frankie, your croak will come. You just have to be patient." But years passed, and he grew from a little frog into a big frog with not even the teeniest of croaks. He exercised his throat muscles, he gargled with pond water, and he listened to all the great croakers from froggy history. But nothing worked. Oh, that poor guy. Other frogs could croak, and the birds could twitter, and the crickets could chirrup, and the ducks could quack. It seemed that everyone in the pond had a song of their own. Everyone but Frankie. He would never enter the annual croak competition or join in at croak o'clock when all the frogs gathered together for an evening serenade of croaking. Aw, he was feeling left out, wasn't he? One night, Frankie was wishing for a croak when he heard a new sound from far across the pond. It was sweet and pure and quite unlike any croak he'd heard before. The sound buzzed through the bulrushes and flooded over the flowers. It jingled and it jangled and it tingled and it tangled. Frankie followed the sound to a clearing in the woods where a beautiful princess sat watching 4 joyful humans playing 4 strange objects. As they played, music sounded. This must be a music machine, thought Frankie, the secret to that beautiful sound. They're making music without croaking, Frankie thought. Maybe I can too. Frankie jumped for joy. He hipped and hopped and flipped and flopped. And then he silently thanked the princess and the players, and he ran back home as fast as he could. Luckily, frogs are very good at making things, and he had his own music machine ready before dawn. I think I'll call you Banjo, he thought to himself, and then he let out a tiny froggy yawn. He picked up the machine just as the morning song of the pond began. The first sound that Frankie made with Banjo was horrible. The second sound was pretty horrible too, but after the 88th sound, it actually sounded pretty good. And by the 200th sound, it sounded amazing. Felicity, Fergus, and Finton heard the beautiful sound and were surprised to see who was making it. "It's Frankie, the frog who can't croak," they said. "But what a lovely sound he's making now." He helped them make the music 3 music machines, a clang-clang, a vish-vish, and a twang. One that honked, honk, one that bashed, bang, and one that plucked, squeak. At first they sounded pretty terrible together, but after lots of honking, bashing, and plucking, and a bit of help from Frankie himself, they actually sounded good. In fact, better than good. They sounded fantastic. The frogs who'd gathered together for croak o'clock lifted their froggy ears to the most beautiful sound they'd ever heard. They set off to find out where it was coming from. "Ladies and gentle frogs, introducing Frankie Frog and the Throaty Croakers," Felicity Frog croaked. Frankie grinned, and the band played all evening and way after Froggy bedtime. Look at them all having fun there on their lily pads in the pond. Frankie, Felicity, Fergus, and Finton got better and better, and this year, when the annual croak competition came around, Frankie wanted to be a part of it. But the 3 croak competition judges shook their heads. "Only croaking frogs can enter the croak competition," they said. Felicity, Fergus, and Finton looked at Frankie sadly, but Frankie had a brilliant idea. If he made a human machine like Banjo, surely he could make a froggy machine too. Frankie set off with his friends to collect all things froggy. Felicity gathered the freshest pond water, Fergus plucked the loveliest lily pad, and Finton found the biggest, bushiest bulrush. Frankie added some nice green water wreaths and made the first ever croaking machine. At first it sounded very strange. The second time it sounded slightly better, and by the third time it sounded fabulous. When the crowds discovered Frankie and the Throaty Croakers were playing, they threw up a cheer. And in the midst of all the music, Frankie introduced his new croaking machine and won the whole competition. The Throaty Croakers cheered loudest of all. All the frogs of the pond clapped and cheered and jumped for joy, and Frankie made a big, happy, throaty croak. Croak! Other frogs could croak, and the birds could twitter, and the crickets could chirrup, and the ducks could quack. Everyone in the pond had a song of their own, and now that included Frankie. The end. I liked that story. I hope you liked that story too. Do you want to do a little rhyme with me, a little song? I bet you guys know this one. You guys can put up 5 fingers, okay? I'm going to put up 1 frog right here. Ready? And it goes a little something like this. 5 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only how many? 4 frogs, right? 4 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only how many? 3! 3 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are only how many? 2. 2 green and speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there is only 1, right? 1 green and speckled frog sitting on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. He jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there's no more frogs left, right? Bye. Say bye. He ate all those flies himself. He loves them. Okay. I have one more froggy story for you. We're going to end this story time on a very silly story called Too Many Frogs. And this is written and illustrated by Anne and John Hassett. And I think this might make you giggle. Or ribbit. Maybe it'll make you ribbit. Nana Quimby was making a cake. She heard a damp sort of sound at her cellar door, and she opened the door and found the cellar filled with water. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. "Too much water!" she cried. "Call a plumber," said the paper boy, and so she did. The plumber came with all his tools, and soon the water was gone. That's good. Fixed it all up. Nana Quimby stirred the cake batter. She heard a thwomp at the cellar door, and she opened the door, and 10 frogs hopped across the kitchen floor. Oh, no. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. "Too many frogs!" she cried. "Put the frogs in a goldfish bowl," said a girl, jumping up and down. And so she did. Nana Quimby poured the batter into the pan, and she heard a thump-thump at her cellar door. She opened the door, and 20 frogs hopped across her kitchen floor. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. "Too many frogs!" she cried. A boy running fast said, "Put the frogs in a cup of water." So she did. Oh, boy. Nana Quimby put the cake into the oven, and she heard a thump-thump bang at her cellar door. She opened the door, and 30 frogs hopped across her kitchen floor. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. "Too many frogs!" she cried. A girl tossing a stick said, "Put the frogs in some pots and pans." So she did. Oh, poor Nana Quimby's kitchen's getting really filled up. Nana Quimby washed the bowls, and she heard a thump, thump, bang, bang at her cellar door, and she opened the door, and 40 frogs hopped into her kitchen. Oh, my goodness. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. What do you think she said? Too many frogs! A boy with a cat said, put the frogs in the sink. So she did. Uh-oh. Nana Quimby took the cake out of the oven, and she heard a thump, thump, bang, bang, bonk at the cellar door. She opened the door, and how many do you think? 50 frogs hopped into her kitchen. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. Too many frogs! She cried. A girl with a bat said, put the frogs in the washing machine. Oh, no, Nana Quimby, no. But she did. Oh, what's she thinking now? Oh, Nana Quimby set the cake to cool. She heard a thump, thump, bang, bang, bonk, bonk at the cellar door, and she opened the door. You guys, 100 frogs hopped into the kitchen. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. Too many frogs, she cried. A boy with a bicycle said, just put him in the bathtub. So she did. Oh, no. Nana Quimby frosted the cake. She heard a thump, thump, bang, bang, bonk, bonk, boom at the cellar door. She opened the door. Oh, my goodness. 1 million frogs hopped, jumped, bumped, and bounced across the kitchen floor. Nana Quimby rushed to the window. Too many frogs! She cried. But there was no one to answer. She scratched her head, and then she said, put the frogs in the cellar and fill it full of water. So she did. Now she has a cellar full of frogs. That doesn't sound good. She needs another plumber, right? To fix all that water. What's she going to do with all those frogs? Oh my goodness. I hope you had fun at Froggy Storytime today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.